PT Dan's instructional videos. Today what we're going to be talking about is stomach weight. So losing your midsection in particular. Little do people know that most of the weight that you actually carry around your midsection does happen to be a lot of body fat, but it also happens to be a massive amount of water retention. So why do we retain water in this area? Well, if you notice, a man's tummy goes this way, a lady's tummy goes that way. That's because males have around about 180 lymph nodes vertically. Women have around about 220 lymph nodes horizontally. So our lymph nodes go this way, lymph nodes go that way in a female. So what are lymph nodes? Well, basically what lymph nodes are little glands that help flush out your body's acids and toxins. So what happens is these acids and toxic lymph glands and lymph nodes can actually get clogged at a very early age. And if they get clogged, well, acidic toxins will actually accumulate in these areas. Why don't we burn? Well, because your body retains water to dilute the acids of all those acidic toxins and therefore keeping the pH level of the human body balanced and preventing us from actually dying. So we retain a lot of our water this way, and ladies retain a lot of their water that way. So the other thing what we're going to be talking about is weights versus cardio versus ab crunches versus pilates. So let's have a look at our weights first. Weight training can burn up to 150% more calories than cardio or any other type of exercise. So if you really want to be losing weight and having a great looking athletic body, well then weight training is definitely a way to go. Cardio obviously burns a massive amount of calories as well, but there are specific times when you want to do it. You definitely don't want to be doing cardio first thing in the morning before eating breakfast. Otherwise, all you're doing is burning a little bit of fat and burning up a massive amount of muscle tissue as well. So what happens is you want to be doing cardio at specific times. So any time after breakfast is pretty good. One of the most efficient times for doing it is straight after weight training. So when you do your weight training, your body uses stored muscle glycogen or sugar as a fuel source. After your weight training, you've got no sugar left. So now if you go do cardio, you're going to be burning up many more calories from stored body fat. Here's the big thing, and this is what I want to spend a lot of time talking to you guys about today. A lot of people say if you want to have a great looking six-pack, that you actually have to be doing a lot of ab crunches and sit-ups in order to do that. I'll let you in on a little secret, and promise you I won't tell anybody, but you're actually born with a six-pack. That's right, you can actually see it underneath. It's always been there. It's just that we've got a little bit of body fat that sits over the top. So doing ab crunches and sit-ups is not going to help you lose your tummy. In fact, what's going to happen is it's going to make it bigger. That's right, ab crunches and sit-ups will make your stomach larger, and this is why. Let's say, for example, that over here on the top diagram, we've got our muscle tissue, and we've got our body fat that sits over the top. So this is our muscle tissue. So let's draw our six-pack. And we've got our body fat that sits over the top. What we want to do is get rid of this body fat layer and pull it in, so you can see the six-pack that sits there underneath. But ab crunches and sit-ups are a form of resistance training, just like weight training. Now if I want to get a bigger pectoralis major, chest muscle, or a larger bicep, what do? I do weight training, I do resistance training. So ab crunches and sit-ups are just a form of another type of resistance training. What does resistance training do? Increases strength and increases hypertrophy, which is increasing muscle mass. That's right, increases muscle mass, which means that this person here has now got a larger abdominal mass six-pack, but their body fat is staying the same, which means the overall size of their abdominal muscles has just become bigger. 2-3 months down the track, 6 months down the track, 1 year down the track, your abdominal muscles are going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be huge. But that body fat is still going to be there. So what's happening to the overall size of your stomach? Well, over time, you're just making it bigger and bigger and bigger. The body fat is always still going to be there. So ab crunches and sit-ups to lose your tummy, big, big, big no-no. Hey, but what does Pilates do? So, we always heard that Pilates actually helps to draw your stomach in. So how does this work? Let me tell you a little bit about a muscle called the transverse abdominis, or TVA. If everybody can just, if you guys, while you're watching, if you can just stand up for me. Take 2 fingers and locate your pelvis, which are 2 bones near your hips. Now if you simply relax, dig your fingers into the side of your pelvis, now exhale all the air out of your lungs. You'll actually feel it go hard and tense. That's your transverse abdominis. It's the deepest muscle of your core section. It sits underneath, deep inside, underneath your abdominal muscles, underneath your six-pack. So if you look at through a top section, so if you're looking into your tummy from a top view, and we're looking into it now, this is kind of what it looks like. So we've got our six-pack over the top, and as we're looking down, we've got a transverse abdominis muscles that actually wraps around this way. So it starts at your pelvis, lumbar vertebrae, rib cage. It wraps around this way and actually attaches internally inside your linea alba, which is the line that you can see actually running down through your skin that separates your six-pack, that runs down the middle of your tummy. So it wraps around this way and attaches internally into the back of your abdominal muscles. So that's your abdominal muscles, and this is your linea alba. Your transverse abdominis wraps this way. So what happens is, this muscle doesn't contract this way, up and down, superiorly and inferiorly, like your abdominal muscles do. It contracts laterally. So these muscles here contract that way. When these muscles contract this way and pulls sideways, the attachment point of your abdominal muscles gets pulled inwards. So it actually draws your abdominal muscles in. So this is what Pilates is all about. Pilates is all about strengthening your internal core muscles. The main core muscle that we're talking about is this puppy right here, your transverse abdominis. So through breathing exercises and rotating your pelvis. So you can see my pelvis, as you rotate it and flatten out your spine, you are activating your transverse abdominis muscles. And by working those internal core muscles, as those internal core muscles get tighter, they will pull your abdominal muscles in, compressing your core, making your waist smaller, and increasing your core strength. By pulling in the abdominal muscles, compressing your core section around your spine, causing more stability. So Pilates, definitely. And so what I strongly suggest you do is start hitting the weights hard, do your cardio hard, do your Pilates. Should you do ab crunches and sit-ups? Well, of course you should, because you're still going to increase the size and muscularity and shape of your six-pack muscles. But if you're going to be doing ab crunches and sit-ups, thinking that you're going to lose your belly by doing that, you're kidding yourself. So please don't do that. And this whole theory here that I've just spoken to you about today is starting to really catch on in the fitness industry. I'm already seeing a lot of top trainers on YouTube looking and talking about these sort of things. But they've always seemed to miss out the transverse abdominis and how Pilates can actually draw in your core and your abdominal muscles, decreasing the size of your waist. So definitely get into your Pilates as well. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Look out for my other videos. They're absolutely amazing. I'm sure you're going to learn something great. I'm Zahin Singh. This is PT Dan.